Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and good day. My name is Nabilah Binti Muhamad. Today I want to present my final year project entitled A Session Between Knowledge, Attitude and Practice of Food Labeling Usage with Risk Obesity among the students in USM Health Campus. The first part is introduction. Food labeling is referring to the presence of written, printed, or graphic material on the packaging, container, or wrapper directly surrounding a food item. It is a medium of communication between food producers and consumers. Besides, obesity has become severe global public health problem, and it is predicted 1.35 billion adults will have obesity and overweight issues respectively by 2030. The obesity issue also become concern among university students. According to the recent study, Malaysian university students are more likely to be overweight or obese than students in other countries. This is because the students have been reported to adopt unhealthy dietary patterns such as lower consumption of fruits, legumes, and whole grains, but higher consumption of sugar, fat, and salt. The significance of the study is help to reveal the association between KLP with risk obesity among the students in USM Health Campus. By knowing the association between them, the solution in curbing the obesity through food labeling can be done, and better approach can be created to encourage the healthy eating. The information will contribute to the knowledge, which draw the attention on the need to have programs to improve consumer awareness of food labeling information. The finding also will attract the attention to the need for improved food labeling regulation among the food manufacturers, as well as to provide baseline data for the future research. The general objective is to identify association between nutrition knowledge, attitude, and practice of food labeling usage with risk of obesity among the students in USM Health Campus. Meanwhile, the specific objective is to determine BMI status. Second, to determine level of nutrition knowledge, attitude, and practice of food labeling usage. The third is to identify association between frequency of food label use during the food purchasing decision and obesity risk. Fourth is to identify association whether the food label helpful during food purchasing decision and obesity risk. Fifth is to determine association between nutrition knowledge and obesity risk. The sixth objective is to determine association between attitude toward food label use and obesity risk. And the last objective is to identify association between practice toward the food label use and obesity risk. Next is, this is my research hypothesis. Continuation of my research hypothesis. Next is conception framework. Nutrition knowledge is referring to understanding of concept and process related to nutrition and health. Consumers with prior knowledge may be able to pay attention to essential information on a food level. Having nutrition knowledge can give impact toward the attitude and practice on the usage of food labeling. As example, by having little nutrition knowledge may prevent them to use a food label because they are unable to understand and lead to misunderstanding and misjudgment of quantitative information on food label, which may have a negative effect on dietary choices and poorer health outcomes. The food label can motivate a consumer to make changes in their practice to choose healthier food. The study design is cross-sectional study. The study conducted at the Health Campus of University Science Malaysia, USM. The study population is 1st to 4th year undergraduate students from School of Health Science and 1st to 5th year from the Dental and Medic. The inclusion criteria is undergraduate students from USM Health Campus, adult age 18 and above. The exclusion criteria is non-Malaysian citizen. The sampling method used was convenience sampling. A set of questionnaire in the form of Google Form link distributed to the participant through online application such as WhatsApp. After sample size was calculated, the total respondent is 117. Next, the research tool. Section A consists of demographic question. Section B, anthropometric question. Food label use questionnaire also used in this study, which assess the nutrition knowledge, attitude, and practice of food label usage. The data will be analyzed by using SPSS statistic, version 36, independent t-test, Quaker-Wallis test, and May-Whitney test used in this study. The chi-square test was not used in this study because significance between pairs of group cannot be determined. The next part is result. First is socio-demographic characteristic. The mean age of the subject were 22 years old. Majority of the subject were female with 85.1%. Meanwhile, for the years of the study, most of them were from fourth-year students with 44.7% and from faculty of health science with 80.7%. Malay was the dominant race in the study with the participation of 80.7%. Next is anthropometric characteristic. Most of the respondents, which is 52.6%, reported to have normal BMI, followed by underweight, 23.7%, 70.5% were overweight, and 6.1% were obese. Generally, the subject had high knowledge on food label with 84.2%, followed by medium knowledge and low knowledge. Majority of the respondents recorded as a high attitude of food labeling usage with 93.9%, followed by medium attitude and low attitude. High practice was recorded among 66.7% the subject population, followed by medium practice and low practice on food label use. Majority of the students will sometimes use the food label during the food purchasing decision with 40.4%. However, there were no statistically significant median difference of BMI with the frequency of food label use tested using Kruskal-Wallis test with the p-value 0.490. Majority of the subjects answered the food labeling are helpful during their food purchasing decision with 69.3%, followed by sometimes. Meanwhile, there were 4 students with 3.5% answered the food labeling are not helpful. However, there were no statistically significant median difference of BMI with food labeling helpful during food purchasing decision tested using Kruskal-Wallis test with the p-value 0.440. There were statistically significant mean difference of BMI between medium and high nutrition knowledge tested using independent t-test with the p-value 0.018. Subject with medium knowledge had higher BMI compared to subject with high knowledge. Independent t-test is used in the study instead of one-way ANOVA test because only one subject had low knowledge, which post-hoc test cannot be tested. Therefore, one subject from low knowledge group was combined with medium knowledge subjects. Thus, there was no column for low knowledge. This table revealed there were no statistically significant median difference of BMI between medium and high attitude on food label usage among USM students in head campus tested using Mann-Whitney test with the p-value 0.505. Next, this table revealed there were no statistically significant median difference of BMI between medium and high practice on food label usage among USM students in head campus tested using Mann-Whitney test with the p-value 0.133. The next part is the discussion. From the study, there were statistically significant mean difference of BMI between the nutrition knowledge. Subject with medium knowledge had higher BMI compared to subject with high knowledge. This result indicate that subjects that have higher knowledge might reflect their lifestyle and take care of their weight. Similar findings were found shows that increasing nutrition knowledge essentially lower body weights and body fat percentage. Besides, another finding shows that the food label literacy have a significant influence on the healthy food choice. The consumers that have a low level of food label literacy lead them to choose unhealthy food and then will cause the poor health outcome such as obesity. There were no statistically significant median difference of BMI between attitude on food label usage among USM students in head campus. This result indicates that attitude in food labeling usage does not have relation with their BMI. However, this finding contrary to the finding among the respondents in Putrajaya, which attitude toward nutrition label has a positive influence on healthy food choice. Attitude toward the nutrition labels appears as a dominant variable to affect the healthy food choice. From this study, there were no statistically significant median difference of BMI between the practice on food label usage. This result indicates the practice of food labeling usage does not relate with the BMI. This finding support the another study which found that using and practice food labels does not always lead to healthy food choice because people purchasing decisions are influenced by other factors, particularly price. This is especially true in Malaysia, where the consumers are willing to overlook the health concerns in order to save money on the products. However, another study contraindicated with this finding, which concluded that participants with high practice score had lower BMI, which shows that better knowledge and practice are linked to the better anthropometry. In conclusions, the food labels are emphasized as important mechanism for assisting consumers in making healthy food choice. Food labels are the best way to inform the consumers about the nutrient content of the food and the diet guideline. Hence, the government and private bodies can collaborate to develop an education program that focuses on the framework of promoting impactful food label literacy so that consumer understanding and knowledge of food labels are constantly upgraded.